And so Inanna is dead. She's like any human that goes to Ker, and she's like any other deity who dies and goes to Ker. And she is hung on a hook, a rotting corpse. Deities are often hung on things. Osiris is caught in the tree, but is still inside his coffin. But Odin hangs on Yggdrasil, Jesus hangs on a cross, Dionysus hangs on a tree. So this image of hanging, for some reason, is important. But at any rate, at this point, Inanna is hanging on a hook, and she's dead for 3 days and 3 nights. And Ninshubar goes to the 3 different deities. She goes to Enlil, the head of the gods. She goes to Nana, or Sin, who is actually Inanna's biological father, and they both refuse. They say, "My daughter craved the great above, Inanna craved the great below. She who receives the May of the underworld does not return. She who goes to the dark city stays there." So they both refuse. They both buy into the ways of the underworld are perfect, and when you're dead, you're dead. And then Ninshubar goes to Enki. Now, boy, I have to give Enki big-time credit. Earlier in myth, Inanna has not stolen, but tricked those self-same articles of the May from Enki by getting him drunk. Isis kind of does the same thing to Ra. She confuses Ra and learns his true name, and knowing his true name gave her power over him. And so Inanna, if it's not outright trickery, there's a little bit of it in there involved. But Enki doesn't hold it against her. And when Ninshubar goes to Enki, he's very upset, and he says, "What's happened?" And he resolves to help her. And so he makes 2 creatures. He makes the Krugara, and he makes the Galatur. And he makes them from dirt and water, which is interesting because that corresponds with the Jewish myth or legend of the golem, who is also made from dirt, clay, whatever, and is animated. Now, the golem is animated by the name of God, inscribed on a piece of paper and put in the mouth or in a cavity in the head. But there is some precedence for the golem in Sumeria. And he makes them neither male nor female, but he makes them very beautiful. And there's a reason why they're neither male nor female that we'll discuss in a little bit. And he tells them that when they go into the underworld, they're going to see Ereshkigal in pain. And they are to parrot back to her what she says. And they do that. She says, "Oh, oh, my inside." And they say, "Oh, oh, your inside. Oh, oh, my belly. Oh, oh, your belly." Now, this incident of Ereshkigal going through this pain is very closely aligned or even described as the birth process. Keep that in mind. But at any rate, Ereshkigal is impressed by these 2 creatures. She says, "Whatever you want, I'll give it to you." And they say, "We want that corpse hanging over there." And she tries to talk them out of it, but she's given her word. The ways of the underworld are perfect. And so she allows them to have the corpse, and they give it the water of life and the other ingredient, and food of life. And Inanna comes back to life, and she starts to ascend to the upper world. But there's a problem, and the problem is the Anunnaki, the judges of the dead, the Inanna, the judges of the dead say, "Yeah, okay, we'll let you go if you get someone to take your place." And this is a major shift from Egyptian myth. Osiris is not given that option, but Inanna is. Other figures in Sumerian myth also undergo this process. But here is Inanna, having been dead, having had that experience, who will be allowed to go back to the land of the living if she finds somebody to take her place.